day you're bright, you can't go wrong. A little soft, a little sponge, a little rub. Oh, wash away your troubles in the tub. Boo-boo-be-doo. It's so very easy to do. Just turn the faucet on, hot or cold, and when you unroot, you will find that you have won a little joy, and you'll be happy all day long. A little soap, a little water, and a song. Pudgy, come on, Pudgy. Pudgy, Pudgy. Woo! Where are you? Pudgy! Oh, come on. Now, don't play. One, two, three. Oh! Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Now, Pudgy, come on now. Oh, there you are. Will you please stay put? Oh. Oh, where did he Oh. Oh. Will you come back here? Come on. Ow, I'm falling. I'm falling. I'm falling. Oh, I fell. Pudgy, tell me what's the matter. Now, will you behave yourself? Stop! Okay, Toots. My sweet little Pudgy. Isn't he a clean doggy? Look what I got. A little salt, a little water, and a song. Start the day you're bright, you can't go wrong. Boop-boop-be-doop, lots of joy, you will be smiling all day long. A little salt, a little water, and a
And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. All right, Twitch is sounding fine, I suppose. Let's just double check the YouTube. I heard it earlier when Twitch is sounding fine. All right, YouTube is good. A few things. I've started working on the Devil and the Angel outfits. Those ideally, fingers crossed, will be October releases. So I am submitting the Neo Asian outfit hopefully tomorrow, at the latest Monday. I still have to do a whole bunch of promos, so maybe Monday. And then maybe we can crank out the Devil outfit after that. Yo, Charles, how are you doing? But a couple of things. It's unofficially no longer summer. Yo, it's 3DLoki. Happy birthday, dude ski. Yeah, check out our good friend 3DLoki. I don't know if anybody else is here. um, thanks. Sorry. Uh, check out the things. Throw him money for his birthday. Tell him happy birthday. All the other good stuff. Anyhow, I gotta redecorate. I still have the summer thing going on here. We're gonna switch this for spooky season. September and October is traditionally spooky season around here. So don't tell Willie we're going over to Firefly. You won't even dodge the quarters. There you go. Yes. Oh, and that reminds me also, not only is it Loki's birthday tonight, we also have a streamiversary tonight for SROM, 3-year streamiversary. He's doing a special stream. So after the Saturday night social tonight, that should be our raid target. Anyhow, let's go take a look at Adobe Firefly. We're going to generate something appropriately spooky, Halloween themed background at night, something like that. Also, it's time to say bye to Bongo. So let's do that. Let's start that first. Let's go over and come over here to sources, and we'll see. I didn't make anything special yet, so I think we're just going to retire Bongo for the season. That's right, bye bye Bongo. And I think I'm just going to throw the spooky cat back. Let me see if I can find out where I hid those though. Nope, nope, nope. It should be right here. Cat, is that it? There it is. Spooky cat is back. All right. You finally get to see what Adobe did. Yeah, just as long as I'm not accidentally doxing myself, but we'll see. Firefly is the ethical AI. Of course, we are talking about Adobe, so you know how that works out with ethics. Adobe and ethics don't necessarily get along, but if they're to be believed, how Firefly, and given the performance I've seen from Firefly, it seems plausible. They only use licensed source, which basically is Adobe stock and public domain. Adobe Firefly. Are you thinking Firefly, the render engine from Poser? Totally different thing. Or was Firefly something else before Adobe got their hands on it? Firefly 3. You know what? Let's use 4. No, let's use 3. Let's stick with 3. Describe what I want. Actually, let's set you to be widescreen. Did I remember when Macromedia owned Firefly? Are you thinking, Flash? Not Flash, right? Cheap people use. No, I don't remember Macromedia and Firefly. Cheap people using it instead of. Well, apparently they just buried it. Firefly is the name of their 3D or their AI engine. Sweeky Halloween. Chris can't spell, can he? Alright, let's see what we can get here. Those'll do. That's probably going to be fine. I didn't get my bokeh out. I didn't get a good bokeh effective with that, though, did we? You know what? You're not working as well. Let me try 2. We'll generate that again and see what this one gives me. Firefly was a stripped down Photoshop for Macromedia. Yeah, what else did... I know they ate some other things, too. Aldous. That's what I'm looking for. I like these. I like these bokeh effects. And I think I'm just going to go... And I know they're stupid in AI, but I think we'll just use this one. I don't know. Let's take a look. That's nice and generic, except the pumpkin's on the wrong side. We could always flip it. That's got a pumpkin on the right side. That's not too bad, except these pumpkins are just malformed. And that. Maybe we'll go with this. Can I just save download you? And then we'll just pop over to the downloads. I'm going to put that over there because I don't know what I've got sitting in my downloads right now. And we'll just do this. I'm just going to say right click and say something background, right? Set as desktop background. There we go. All right. All right, redecorating is done. So moving along, what are we doing? Devil outfit. I want to make a tail. And I'm going to try to rig this tail. So we're going to start in Blender, chop it up, bring it into Daz, rig it. I have rigged ropey things a couple of times, so hopefully this goes well. If I can kind of remember what I'm doing. So anyhow, activate Blender. There we go. They also had a video editor program and a photo viewing program. I'm not surprised. Everybody's got a photo viewing program, though. There's Blender. Yeah, well, I remember when they bought Aldous, which made PageMaker, and they rolled that into InDesign, or it evolved into InDesign. Also, Aldous also had a photo styler or something like that back in the day, which they just killed. Which, frankly, was like another version of Photoshop. Okay, actually, do I want you? No, we're going to start with it. We're going to start with a cylinder. Mesh. Let's say cylinder. Let's come over here to our cylinder settings. I'm going to say 6 on that. I'm going to say we're going to make this. I don't want to. I'm going to make this just a meter. That's probably too long. And then we'll adjust this radius here to be 0.0, 0.01. I'll probably make it a little thicker. All right, let's tab in. I want it to point that way. So RX 90. Look at it from the side. I am in edit mode. GY. We're going to put the origin for it right there. So I think we're going to make this a little bit smaller. And we're going to make that a little bit bigger maybe. And oh, I did not. All right, I need X-ray on. Doy. A little bit smaller there. A little bit larger there. I'm going to chop this up into segments, but first we're going to model out the very tip. I think I'm going to rotate this just a little bit. Maybe 30 degrees on the Y. So RY 30. Because what I want is, oh, that didn't work out. There we go. Actually, I got it. It's already good to go. Never mind. We'll pop that out. I'm going to pull the sides out on that a little bit to kind of give me my forked tail. So I'm going to kind of do that. Do I need to? And I think I'll just merge those all right about there. All right, let's switch over to this and this. Kind of do that. Yo, Farrell, how are you doing? The going live only hit my server? Oh, did I forget to publish again? Dang it. It should have gone live. Why did it not go out? It didn't. I don't know. What are you doing to me? See, I don't have the publish button option, which means I probably published it, but for some reason it didn't go out. So I don't know. It's it announced on your server the going live. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure what to say. I think I'm happy-ish with that. I'm going to make a little bit of tweaking. We're definitely going to put some sub-D on that. If a glitch can copy the announcement. I think it's just a glitch. Because from what I can tell, I don't have a publish option anymore, which leads me to believe I actually did publish it. So I can't push it any further. And thank you for the shout out for Farrell, Charles. I appreciate that, man. You're the best. All right. I'm happy with that. Let's do a little bit more tweaking. I should just mirror this, shouldn't I? That would be what clever people do. Hey, take care, Farrell. Thanks to see you. Good to see you. And I appreciate you mentioning those things, by the way, just in case you. Oh, wait, don't know what you did, but the announcement just showed up. Dope. I did nothing. It's just, I guess it's just Discord being slow. And I forget what I'm doing. I'm mirroring. I'm going to put a mirror modifier on there. Generate. Mirror. All right. I'm going to eventually You know what? We're just going to move those. Kind of like that. I'm going to tweak this at some point, but not right now. You know, I'm going to take these two, maybe bring them over there, and maybe pull those two back a little bit. And I probably actually want to pull that out, put a cut through here. Damn it. Do I want to kind of shape you like that? I think so. All right, I'm going to put a bunch of cuts in here. We're going to start with 15. And I'm probably going to do 2 levels of sub D on all of this. And what I guess, you know what, I'm going to put I need a loop cut right in here to constrain things. Right there. And then I can tweak this stuff a little bit without making weird shapes. And, you know, I might just pull that a little. Let's see how this is looking. If we put a sub D on here. Generate sub D, not solidify. It might look a little weird. Actually, I put the clipping on. Where's the sub D when you need it? There it is. And I'm probably going to do 2 levels like that. And you know what? It's probably going to be good enough. Or do I want to pull you out more? Actually, I like that. Pull you back. Maybe drag you guys this way. All right, I think I'm going to go with that. That's cheesy enough. Do I have a face on the front? I think I got rid of that, right? All right, we're going to put some cuts in here. I'm going to end up putting, I need a base. So we're going to round that off. So we'll pull that out a little bit. Kind of like that. That's going to become the base. So I'm going to add a bone here. I'm going to add another bone that'll go all the way back to here. And we're going to put a bone back in here. This bone I'm going to split up into 16 because it's easier to do it that way. And can I just put a face back here like that? Yep. And then maybe put a little bit of a bevel on there. Like so. And we'll just bury that in the booty. And now I'm going to put 16 cuts into here. So let's do that. Boop. So that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Should be good. I'm going to make a copy of this and apply all my modifiers and see how we're looking. So we'll just do the old convert to mesh to quickly put all the modifiers on there. We'll hide the other one. I'm going to call you Devil Tail. Okay, so it looks kind of like that. So I'm going to start adding bones if I remember how to do that. So one bone will be up here. We'll call that base. Then I'm going to have another one through here. And I'm going to chop that up into segments. And then I need one more on the end. And I think so this will be end, this will be base, and then these will be maybe yada, 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 something like that. I don't know. So how do I add is it Shift A? Shift A. You know, I only do this like once a year, so I can never remember what I'm doing. So let's tab in, select all, rotate X 90. That totally went the wrong way. -9. Let's position you there and there, and the other end there. There. Actually, you get to come. You're going to be about a meter. So, you know, that bone's going to start there. Then we're just going to move that end. Nope, wrong one. There we go. And can I name you? Tail base. And I think I can just do an extrude on that, right? Yep. So that one's going to become tail. And are you the, yeah, so you are going to be at 0. You are going to be at 0. I'm going to put you at 1 just right now. And we'll go back and position that. So it sits right about there. I need to make sure it's sitting right on I think it's sitting on a seam. I can't tell for sure. I think we're good. I think we're good. And then we're going to just put another one off of this. That'll be tail end. So I should be able to just do another extrude. I should have done that from the side. And that's going to just come out to here. And you get to be tail end. Okay, and we'll set that, make sure that sets at 0. Okay, I should be able to subdivide this 16 times. Can we just, subdivide number of cuts? Actually, we're going to be 15, right? Kind of like that. And ideally, it'll be 001, 002, 003, and so on and so forth, if that's working correctly. Maybe not. Where are you? I'm not in edit mode. I'm in the wrong edit mode. There we go. Now I'm in edit mode. Now when I grab that, it is tail 01. Damn it. Here, we'll do this. Tail 0.000. So ideally, these should line up. I wish they'd lined up a little closer to those edges. I'll probably be okay. Okay, so how does this work again? We're going to attach you to the thing and group it. Something like that. So I think it is select that. Is it Control P? Make parent, keep offset. I don't think that was it. Is it just P? Let's try this again. Select U and select U and P. Nope. I'm going to have to Google this shit again, aren't I? Why am I getting the freaking camera? That's probably part of my problem. Nope. Chris is totally... Maybe I'm going the wrong way. Let's try this again. U and U. Maybe U and U. And there's a P. Control P. Shift P. Alt P. Nope. All right. I gotta look this up. Armature in Blender. How do I add an armature to my creation in Blender? So I can't hear this guy because I have the volume turned off.
Skills in Blender. Ready to go? Let's get started. And then it's kind of tucked in right in this area. So I want to get that positioned. A few options here. If we want, we can press that bone. We can select this bone to be in front. So now no matter which way our object is oriented, this box object first, and then select our bone next. We can press Control P, and we'll have a few different options.
Did I not press Control P? Is that okay? Select my. So out of okay, I may have done this in the wrong order. Select this, then Control P. There we go. Automatic weights. I think that's what I wanted.
Here that we might not have had before. Because we've got bones in this case, we want to be doing armature deform. So if you're working with a simple object and you're not too concerned about exactly how it bends, then this automatic weights option is really good because it'll do a good job of sort of selecting what areas it thinks you want a bone to be attached to based on the proximity of the mesh to that bone. But in my case, I want to have very specific control over what each...
All right, I'm good there. All right, so where's the, how do we do this again? Isn't there like a posing, edit mode, sculpt mode, weight mode? Oh, dang it. Pose mode, there we go. Okay, so we got the basics of that done. Yo, I think it's Torgia, right? I haven't seen you for a little while, so I've completely forgotten how to pronounce that. My apologies. I think I'm good. How are my vertex groups looking? That's the telltale if we're heading in the right direction here. I think my vertex groups got created. Yay. I think I can export this now. Toriga. Trigger. Right, trigger. Got it. I'm trying to do a devil tail for DAZ Studio. So I think I'm ready to export this, and then we're going to bring it into DAZ. Actually, we're going to UV map it first. I'm just going to do simple UV mapping. I think we'll just split it in half. Before I export it, and then totally have forgotten what I'm doing. So somewhere in here. Right about there. And did you go all the way across? You did not, because you a bad boy. I think I have to... No, wait a minute. Nope. You are a bad boy. Bad boy. I think this what it means is I have to just double check. I think I probably don't have the back end sealed properly. Back end looks like it's sealed okay, actually. Did you not... You know what I'm going to... No, I'm going to... You want to learn how to make a hooded robe cloak? I did that, but I do mostly... I get by with D-Force to do it. So I made one in Marvelous Designer, and then I set it up, and it's basically it mostly works from D-Force. I don't actually have it physically rigged when I made one. So I did do one. There's a Made in a Mars merchant outfit. I think I'm just going to I'm going to be bad. We're just going to stick our tries back in here. I'm going to slack because it's not that important. And I just want a nice clean map as opposed to worrying about having tries in here. So we're just going to knife our way. I'm not in edit mode. I am now in, I was in edit mode. What the farfignugan? So I'm just going to knife that. And then I'm just going to knife this. Are you actually using DAZ, or are you looking at Blender? Let's go to that. All right, now we're back into, and I gotta check this very end here to make sure I'm looped all the way through. This should go all the way to the end, and it did not. Okay, so I might have to do a little bit of, you know what? I'm just gonna mark that seam before I lose it, and then I'm gonna come over here, and we're gonna see what we need to do. I don't know. Do I want to just maybe select along through here? Yeah, I think I'll just do that. And now I'm too close because I'm clipping. And then I'm just going to run you back this way, like so. And we'll mark that as a seam. Okay, this should split in half. 3AU. And let's go take a look at the UV editing. That's exactly what I was expecting it to look like. Do I want to live with that? Do I want to tweak this a little bit? Something similar to SSC's Cult Classic robe. I'm not even sure what that is. But with tight-fitting sleeves instead of huge baggy ones. I mean, what do you use the model with? Are you just worrying about rigging? Control L, R, Z 180. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Although you're a little crooked. Yeah, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's do this. Shodan. I'm not sure what Shodan is. Yeah, Google doesn't know what we're talking about. You mostly use DAZ, but you're learning Blender to reach out. Yeah, I don't actually model clothes with Blender, though. That's part of the problem. I am a slacker. um, did you not, And I bet you that was probably made with Marvelous Designer too. I don't know. I'm not familiar with their work. I'm going to put them over. Yeah, with it all being D-Force, there's a fair chance this might have been done with Marvelous Designer, which is what I use. I mean, you can do it in Blender. Um, so I mean, it's a model just modeling out your clothes. You've been curious about Marvelous? Well, you can get a trial, but then it runs like almost $300 a year or $40 a month. And since I'm able to sell stuff, it actually pays for itself. But as a hobbyist, I could understand why it would be a little. Not everybody's first choice. All right, I think I'm going to go with that for the UV mapping. Except I think I've gone off. I might be a little out of bounds. We'll just double check. I think I'm good. Yeah, I mean, when I first started, I think I modeled some clothes with, but I didn't do hoods. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you model it, you get it in the DAS, you deforce it, tweak the deforce. Um, Marvelous Designer is really handy, and that's the way I also create all the super dynamic morphs. I mean, I guess you could try the cloth engine in Blender, but I can't really, I don't have experience with that, so I can't say how well that would work out. And I've seen tools that kind of let you sew clothes, but it was kind of really awkward to use. I don't know, there might be better ones now. Tail's good. We're exporting it out. Let's see how this goes. Let's save you, file, save as. Let's send you over to. Let's sort by name. I think, is it Angel Devil? Angel and Devil, there we go. And you are going to be Carnival Devil, and we're going to put you here. You're going to be Devil Tail. And save as. Yeah, so my cloak I did with Marvelous Designer. Hello, Marvelous Designer, where are you? And also, why is Daz not bringing up the stupid search engine? God damn it. Oh, damn it. Too many merchants. But I didn't do a robe. I just did a cloak. Why are you not coming up? Maybe I just need to say Mars. Ah, there it is. That was the cloak that I've made. But I did that with Marvelous Designer. And it's set up just to D-Force. So, I mean, if you can get it modeled in there and just convert it to D-Force and tweak the settings, that's probably most of the battle. I know. And I noticed they got this little AI search beta. Um, Thanks. The cloak works okay. It doesn't explode most of the time. Actually, I don't know if I can get it to explode anymore. I have to really try. I like my pouches though. I'm really proud of my pouches. So there's that. All right. Are we I want to see if I can get this rigged up in Daz now. So for something like a cloak, it's mostly just deforced in. And the rigging would be, for me, the rigging would be minimal. I don't know if I would even add, I guess you could bone. That's right, Charles can explode it for me. He's talented that way. Um, I need a figure setup pane. Okay, I think I'm going to try to remember how to do this. I think, oh, did I export? I got to export. So we're going to export you. And we're going to export you to right here. And I'm going to say whip. And I'm going to, do I want to say vertex groups on that? I think I do. We'll try this a couple times. Yo, Stadler and Waldorf, how are you doing? Yeah, happy birthday to 3DLoki. Thanks. I think he's old enough to drink now, but I'm not sure. We don't talk about his kids. Um, is this good? Let's do my dad's preset. Let's do that. Let me do the export and let's see how this works out. Um, can I just come over here and add a geometry and come over to projects? Last time I did this, obviously I was working in the pulp. This is one of, I'm going to say this. This is one of the things I like about DAS is certain functions go to the last library that you used that function. So the last time I actually imported a geometry into the figure setup tool, I was doing this project here, and it remembers. It just doesn't take me to the last place I did something. It takes me to the last place I did this. So I'm I like that about DAS. It's kind of nice. So if you're importing a lot of stuff, it takes you to the last place you imported. If you're exporting to somewhere else, it takes you to where you exported, not to where you imported. It's, you save a scene file, it takes you to where you're saving scene. Well, that can be a little flaky, but anyhow, what am I doing? I'm going over here. I can't see chat anymore because I've got this import geometry window up and I can't see nothing. Angel, angel and devil. There we go. And you're the carnival devil. And there's a whip folder. And there's a tail. And I'm going to bring that in. And I imported 10,000. And let's accept that. And did I get my... Look at that. I got bones. I got my bones. So I think I drag you into here. And I think I can now rearrange these in the order they need to be. So it's a matter of dragging and dropping to set parenting up here. So kind of backwards. I think tail 15. So tail end is going to be on tail 15. Are you not? No, come on, drag and drop. Did something break? Oh no, I've got the wrong thing selected. That's my problem. There we go. Tail 15 goes on to tail 14. Tail 14 on 13. 13 on to 12. 12 goes to 11. 11 goes to 10. 10 will go on to 9. I'm going to collapse these because I can't see what I'm doing anymore. 9 on 8. 8 on 7. 7 to 6. 6 to 5. 5 to 4. 4 to 3. 3 to 2. I'm going to collapse those because I can't see anymore. Okay, 2 goes to 1, and 1 goes to 0. And then 0 is actually attached to the tail base. So I'm going to do a quick save here so I don't have to do that again. File save as scene. Let's come over here and let's create a carnival carnival devil folder. And I'm going to call you tail whip. So as if I break something, I can just come right back to here. Okay, can I do the, do I create the figure now? How does this work? There's a button. There's the button. There's a create button. Let's see how this works. Boom. Now I just have to assign weights and bones. Let me see if I can remember how to do that. So I don't think I need that anymore. And we should be able to, there we go. You can see where all our pieces are all set up. Nice. I think I have to do it with the, I think it's weight editing. Because right now I don't have, I think I've got faces assigned to bones, but I don't have any weights. Let's check this. Oh, you all, why did you not rotate right? Well, you know what it is? It's probably my orientation when I brought it in. We might redo this in a minute. This is the reason why we loaded. You have zero idea what you're doing for Halloween. Can't get anything into Daz on time. So it's only Rendo R Hub. You can't make up your mind on the characters of the clothing. Yeah. This is one of the Halloween items. Hopefully it'll be October. Clothing wise, everyone else will be doing anything you can think of. I know. I'm not being overly original, honestly, but I've always wanted kind of a devil girl outfit, so there you go. I swear, like, a lot of what I do is stuff I've always kind of wanted to do anyhow. Let's go to the tool settings. You know what? I think, yeah, we're going to change, we're going to go back, we're going to change the rotation of these bones. It's probably, is it ZYX? Yeah, it's going to be ZYX, and then I have to zero everything. I could just do all of them here. Let me see if we could just do this by re-rigging it. Let's do file, open recent, and let's just pop back right back into here before I turn it into a figure. Would I like to save changes of the current scene before closing it? No. Your goal is filling holes, fails for the big holidays. Yeah, are you taking September kind of? Well, you usually say you don't sell stuff in September because of that damn PA sale over at Daz. Frickin' Daz PAs. Did I not open you up? File, open recent, tail whip. You did not save properly. I imported you. I'm going to have to do this again. Did I totally hit save, but I guess it was in the middle of the figure setup tool. Actually, where is the figure setup tool? Is it set up in here? It's still set up in there. Okay, never mind. Okay, we want to change the orientation on everything. Can I just expand from and then select everything? And then can we just, or do I have to do them one at a time? ZYX seemed to do the trick. You know, as a half-month break and then setting up Halloween. Yeah. ZYX. Select weight maps. Hopefully I'm not changing these again. I'm going to hit save again after this, though. Or I don't have to. Okay, I think that should give me orientation going that way. So I think I'm good to... What are you, by the way? I don't know. Remove geometry reference. I don't like that. Oh, to help out on the 30-day live stream. Dang. You actually got paid. Oh, excellent. Nice. So what's in the total loss? There we go. So much better. And I think they're zeroed even. Okay, now I just have to... I'm going to hit save here because we're moving along. Okay, now we have to assign weights to these bones because right now they don't have weights. So if I pose the bones, nothing happens. So I think this is with the weight editor, if I remember correctly. And how do we do this again? I think we go over to tool settings and maybe geometry and select all. And then is there a weight editing? Fill by bone selection groups might be what I'm looking for. And then if I come over here and I got to switch all of this to general. Is there an easy way to do that? Okay, so I got weights in here now. So one thing, we want to switch it to general because I think right now I don't have general. And another thing, we're going to want to smooth these out. Because that's totally broken. But we're getting there. I think it has to do with the orientation on the first bone. It's bending one way and the others are, so maybe we just need to switch. What are you set to, by the way? Let's just take a look at our, and you are ZXY. Let's change you to ZYX like everything else. ZYX, ZYX. So I think now if I select these, come over here and we bend. All right, we're getting there. We're making progress. Okay, now I need to switch it to general weight maps, and then we have to smooth it out so it has a nice smooth shape to it. So I think we're still back into the weight map brush and weight editing. I think there's a way to just switch this over here to edit rigging, convert to, I can convert triax to general. Okay, I think we're good. So now when I come over here, look at the tools, I got my general weights. So I think we're good. I don't think I need any of these. So now we want to just smooth everything. So can I just, okay, here, we're making progress, so I'm going to hit save here. And let's go ahead and pose some of this stuff. I'm not going to, here, we'll pose these out. And we'll go over to posing so I can bend them all at once. Okay, so the idea is we're going to try to smooth those weight maps out. And I think I still have everything selected, right? So we'll right click, come over to weight editing, and we'll try smooth, accept, it's thinking, it's smoothed. You know what? That might be good enough. It probably smoothed too much. Can I just back you up? So we're going to play with that. I think once I get that dialed in, we're more or less done with this. I'm just going to parent this. Actually, we're going to put this on a rigid follow node on the back of a bodysuit. And so once again, we're going to just do smooth selected. I'm just going to enter number of, we're going to leave that, but we'll just dial this back a little bit until we get a curve that looks a little, because it kind of flattens it out a little bit. That's probably, so I'm trying to avoid that. So we're just going to do this a few times until I find one that I like. And I think that's going to give me the figure. So if we say 40, can I just type into there? Convenient. All right, let's try it again. Geometry selection. No, we're doing the weight editing, smooth selection. What if we say 20? What if I say 10? And I'm going to try another. This is what happens when you can't remember what you're doing. I should probably cut this portion of the video out and maybe just make a video on just doing a quick tube. So I'm going to undo that. And we'll try it again. Weight editing. What is attenuate selection? That didn't do anything. All right. It's definitely the smooth selection. It also might be the number of iterations. I want to try to get to a point where it looks still a little janky. So that still looks a little janky, right? And 20 seemed good. So let's try 10. I'm just going to kind of walk that in there until you know what? I like 10. I think 10 is going to do. Let's try this. Shift X, and I'm just going to grab all of these and Control E. And we're back into posing where I can do them all at once. And then if we twist that. So I'm relatively happy with how that, or do I want to smooth you out, or am I at the point where I'm fighting the geometry? Let's take a look at our, let's take a look at the wireframe. Yeah, I'm actually at the point where I don't have enough geometry anymore. Although, we are going to put a, here, let's do a couple more things. So we can put a smoothing modifier on here, right? Well, not a smoothing, but we'll put a edit geometry and we'll drop a sub D on there. The object has that contains geometry, which has not been, must be selected to, can I just do this? Oh, you know what? Here we go. We'll do that. Edit geometry. I might no edit. Yeah, convert to sub D. I don't think that, did that convert to sub D? Yeah, but you're not looking smoother. Geometry editing. No, I'm in the wrong. I want to be over here. Weight mapping. back to smooth selection. Yeah, that's not actually getting any better, is it? See, I'm not seeing that thing where it thinks it's it isn't acting like it's subdividing in here. So, I mean, what I can do is we could maybe add additional cuts in there in Blender, bring it in, and use the transfer tool, just quickly copy this over to the other one. And that might work. I'm probably just going to do that because I think the rigging is good on this. It's just the resolution. Or can I just, maybe we'll just try to update the geometry. Control Shift F. Let's do a save on this. I'm going to pop back into Blender and we're going to add a whole bunch of add some extra cuts in here. That's also really tightly wound too. I've probably gone past the limits of reasonable posing, to be honest. But we can make it better. Let's try to make it better. So I'm going to just do this the tedious way. So, so we're going to just tab in. And that'll smooth it out a little bit. And if I'm really neurotic, I can do this one more time. Of course, then it's probably an easier way to do this. I know I've seen tricks for quickly deleting. Yeah, I'm just going to do it this way. Hopefully I don't lose track what I'm doing. Dang, there's a lot of these. There should be about 60 of them. And now I'm doubling them, so I'm going to have to probably do this 120 times coming back the other way. Or I can just live with this. Except I really do want to. So we might use the transfer tool. Was I saying the transfer tool? Yeah, I think the transfer tool will do the trick. I'm going to load this. No, I was thinking I can update the geometry too. We'll try that and see how that goes. And if that goes poo-poo, we'll just bring this in and, use the transfer tool to switch the rigging from one to the other. What I don't want to do is accidentally add extra loops going the long way, which I don't think I've done yet. Are we there yet? So I know if I were to do an update like this with Morse already in there, the Morse would be lost. But oops, see there, I just did the long way. That was the thing I didn't want to do. I think we're good. All right, let's export this out. I'm going to call this 2 just to be on the F6, Devil Tail 2. I just love to have way too many copies of something that I don't need. And we're still set up for everything in here, so export that. Let's pop back over to here. Let's switch to this, and I'm going to select the Devil Tail. And we're going to here update geometry. I stuck it on a stuff I use a lot are buttons on the side. You normally won't find that there. And we're going to update full geometry because we're just not changing vertex positions. I think this will, and I'm totally, see, here's the last folder I imported from. Angel and Devil, Carnival Devil, Whip, and Tail 2. I want to say okay and see if this works. Nope, I can't do that. All right, never mind. Because update geometry needs the same vertex count. So what we're going to do is we're going to import Devil's Tail 2. And then I'm just going to use the transfer tool. And you know what? I'm going to call you CD Devil. So that's for Carnival Devil, Devil Tail. And I don't need to say that. And I'm going to use this with both Genesis 8 and Genesis 9. So we don't need to specify that. So here we'll use the transfer tool. Are you my transfer? There's the transfer tool. So we're going to use Devil Tail. And I'm going to convert that. And I don't get a template option because we're off template. Except, boom. I'm going to I think it automatically fitted. Let's unfit. Let's hide the old one. Let's see how the new one's looking. Oh, it didn't keep my name. It changed it to the internal name. Damn you. It contains an invalid character. I don't know what it was. Let's see how this works. Oh, I'm not posing. There we go. Yay. All right, all that work was worth it. That looks a lot better. Yeah, I think I can live with that. It's a little Control Shift F. You know what? This is just only going to have one material, so let's set that up. Pop over here, come into here. I think right now it's just going to say default or something, so we're just going to say tail. And I'm about ready to save this as a figure prop asset. I'm going to hit save on this. We're going to select that. We're going to come over here. Actually, let me put my generic shader on there. Oops, I actually have to select a surface. Doy. There we go. And now I'm just going to save it as a figure prop asset. And we're just going to go over to here. I'm going to just save it. Actually, I am going to have it so you can just load in the tail by itself. So we'll do, and we'll start here. We'll copy to Genesis 9 later. But for right now, I'm just going to put one right in here. Carnival Devil Tail. Let's spell devil properly. How about that? What a novel idea. All right, projects. Vendor name is not projects. Vendor name is Chris Cox. Name of the product, promos. It is not promos. It is I'm going to call you Carnival. Carnival Devil. Looking good. You are going to be, you're just going to be a prop, basically, or a wearable. You're a wearable. You're an attachment. You're an accessory. I'm going to call you an attachment. I'm going to say lower body. We're just going to stick this actually on the bodysuit, but and compatible with, you're not compatible with anything. And I can't accept this because Carnival Devil isn't a working directory yet. Damn it. So we have to redo this. Content directory. I need to add a directory for this project here so I can save this. Content directory manager. DAS Studio. Add. Projects. Right there. I'm going to add that and select that. Okay, now we accept that. Now I should be able to save it. Okay, do this again. One more time. So I'm still in the right spot. I'm not. Actually, you're going to be CD Devil Tail. All right, once again, me. Type that back in. That looks good. We're going to make you are you an accessory? You know what? I'm going to call you an accessory because you're not really an attachment. All right, we should have that saved now. If we come down to here, there's the Carnival Devil people. Genesis 8 clothing. There's my tail. Yay. Okay, I'm going to hit save on this, and we should be. Is the other one still in here? The other one's still in here, just in case I need this. All right, there we go. We rigged a 2B thing. Hopefully I can remember how to do this in the future. I'm kind of remembering it. I hadn't fumbled along as much as I did last time. So I think this is officially like the third or fourth time I've done one of these. Maybe the fifth or the sixth. Emerga showed me the trick in doing it in Blender to quickly get it to automatically assign the groups, which is kind of cool. Anyhow, am I good with this? I think I'm good with this. I think we're going to work on the bodysuit for a little bit, and then I think maybe we'll start setting up the boots. And I'm going to set up the boots, and we're going to do a basic setup, and then I'm going to fork it. We're going to make a version for the angel costume and a version for the devil costume. But I'm going to start with a similar base. So do I want to do that, or I want to work on the, you know what, let's get the bodysuit. I have actually modeled out the bodysuit in Marvelous Designer. I have to just finish signing some things, and then we'll start getting that into here. And then we'll maybe work on the boots. Eventually, we'll texture this in Substance, but not today. Maybe next week. At least that's the plan. Are you good? I think you're just, yeah, we can hit save here. So, also, we need to make horns, and we need to make a pitchfork. I will probably try to do those Monday, because that's Blender projects, and if Emerga shows up, I know Emerga likes seeing Blender. Hey, I got Marvelous Designer opened up already. What a deal. You I'm just going to put off to the side. And let's do file. Are you in my recents, actually? Nope. I was making Morse last night. Open project. Yeah. Marvelous Designer's horrible about getting to the right folder. It more often than not will just take you to the last folder where it was. And sometimes it'll just take you. I don't know why it opened this up. Maybe it's because I opened up an avatar in here at one time. Projects. Angel and Devil. Hopefully I had this saved. There it is, Carnival Devil. This is just a kind of a simple, kind of a corset bodysuit. I'm going to texture it so it has a sort of corset loop snappy things on the front here. And then the angel, we worked on the angel on stream the other day. It's got lacing up the front, but really it's going to have a zipper in the back, and it's got a little skirt, and it comes with a panty. You know, if I do that, I'm going to strengthen these and see how it looks when we do that. I like that. That's going to work. Yo, it's DJ Ray in the house, bye. Hey, thanks for the happy birthday greeting to 3DLoki, man. We appreciate that. Uh-oh. Unicorn Rain got abrupted by the shout out. I don't know. Is it still going? I can't see. Which one of you? Well, they're still falling. Let me see. Can I do the can I redeem channel points from here? I can't redeem. No, that's YouTube. That's my problem. I'm in the wrong browser. There we go. We're gonna play this again just for Ray. Except I don't have that doesn't have a chat window. Frickin' frick. Can I not redeem channel points? I get an infinite channel point glitch. There we go. Oh no, they got stuck. No, the music just broke. Dang. What the farfignugan? I know. I gotta see why that's broken. I'm gonna have to switch scenes though. I'll hopefully this will fix it. We're gonna pop back and forth real quick here. Uh All right. I have to add my trims, and then we're going to assign materials, and I'm going to call that the devil outfit. We're just going to put a rigid follow node on the back eventually, and we'll just stick the tail back there. And then we need boots for this, and it's also going to have a pitchfork and horns. So anyhow, we're going to start adding trim zones. So we're going to offset. Dang you. I'm confused. Ugh. Offset is internal line. I'm going to say 5. We're going to cut and sew all of those. Okay, I think... Do I want to put a... No, I'm not going to do that there. Or am I? You know what? Let's put a... Do I want to make that a trim line? I think I will make that a trim line. What the heck? And then we'll put a seam right up the back. Boy, that'll give you a nasty wedgie. Offset is an internal line. You're actually going to be half a line. Say okay to that. Cut and sew those. All right, we're going to put, let's see, I need an internal line here. Actually, did that flip to the other side? Is that still mirrored? That is still mirrored. Okay, oakley dokley. I don't think these guys are mirrored though, so we'll offset as an internal line on here. I'm going to say 5 on that one. I'm going to cut and sew all of that. I'm going to offset internal lines along this edge. Here. Am I happy with... Yep, I'm fine with that. Okay. Let's cut and sew all of that. Okay, and then we need internal lines in here. And then we're going to run... I'm going to run an internal line there, there, and there. Cut and sew all of that. So all the cut and sewing. Hey, thanks, Lund. And good to see you. How are you doing? How you doing? We're going to put a little half 2.5 along the back seam. And say okay to that. And cut and sew that. Did you see the tail? We rigged a tail in Daz. Look at that. We can, you know what? We can easily add ECRs on this too. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm going to activate you. I'm going to pose. So we're going to put an ERC dial right in here. Edit mode. And I will add a box for that. I know I'm distracted. I was going. Did I ever see Stevie Wonder's wife? Is this a joke that he hasn't? Ouch. Ouch. I have not. Neither has he. Is that it? I'm so bad at these jokes. Da-dum-dum ding. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Ray. Check him out. Streams about 5 times a week. 10 p.m. Eastern time. Super cool guy to hang out with. Has a fishing game. He sometimes plays Magic. You've been playing the picture, the find the words in the picture game recently. So if you like things like that too, hang out with Jay. He's just cool. Play the music, hang out, say hi to friends. I'm adding a controller, right? I'm in edit mode. Can I create a new property? There we go. I'm going to call you, I forget what Daz calls these things. Does anybody remember off the top of their head? Back in the days, it was ERC. Should I just call it controllers? So I'm just going to call this a bend all. And it's not really, doesn't bend all, but it will be pretty close. Bend all, bend all. I'm going to set up a path here, and I'm going to call it controls. Controls. I think we'll do that. Yeah. I can rename it later if I've made a mistake. So we're going to create that. So I have this, now I have this little control. It does nothing right now. But we're going to, so what we do is we're going to bend all of these parts and then ERC freeze it to this, and that should let us bend it. Then we'll do a side-by-side and a, and then what I might do is I might have a bend middle, bend front. I'll do those later, but for right now, we're just going to set up a bend all, a twist all, and a side all. So actually, let me go ahead and get those all set up here. We'll create a new property here. Twist all. I'm going to change the colors of these two, and I'm not sure which is which. Is bend red? I have to take a look at something to figure out what it is. Twist all is good in controls. Create that. Okay. And then we'll do another one for side all. And then you're in controls. I'm going to create that. All right, I'm going to get a figure in here so I can. So Daz likes to color these dials so it's easier to tell. And it's based on these colors. And I can never remember which should be which. So we're just going to take a look at. I think Bendol is blue. That's easy enough. But I want to see here. Let's load in. Let's load in you and see what these colors are. So technically, actually, blue would be twist. I don't know. I really don't know. Right in here. And I can't tell. So there we go. So bend is red, twist is green, side to side is blue. I'm just going to pop into here. Actually, can I just do set? Actually, I can just do it from the properties, right? We can just say parameter settings. And, oh no, it's not showing me the colors. Damn you. It's supposed to show me the freaking colors, man. Where's my freaking colors, man? Come on, man. I'll just have to make up my own, won't I? Those colors are supposed to be right in here, but Daz hates me. Okay, anyhow, bend, RGB. Okay, we got it. We're good to go. So here, are you in the tail base? No, you're over in here. You're in controls. So bend is R. See, there's my colors. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, I'm just going to make you. They're not going to be quite right, and I'm just going to make you a 50% gray. Or I'll just use that one right there. We'll accept that, and now I have color in my dial. Yay. RG. So we're just going to make you green, and we'll just make you gray. And then this one, we'll make that blue. Something like that. I don't, it's too bright. It hurts my eyes. That's probably. Okay, now we got colors set up for this. Now we're going to set up the RC. So I'm just going to grab all of these. And we'll just come over here to the posing because I can do all of these at once. We say 30. I think that's a good start. So we did a bend of 30. So we're going to come back over to here and right click on that. Am I in edit mode? I'm lost. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. That's why it's not working. And if I select that, right click and do ERC freeze, and that should be good. And I do that. There we go. And now I think I'm going to set that to go to 200. So we're going to make you go minus 200 to 200. Yeah, I like that. All right, now we'll do side to side. So we're just going to select all of these, pop over to posing, type 30 in there, Hop back over to here. ERC freeze that. Looks good, except I'm going to edit that to go from -200 to 200. Except that is good. Okay, now we'll do the side to side. Or is it twist? Now we do the twist, right? Come on, baby. Let's do the twist. That's definitely too much. I'm just gonna do this. If I do 60, what does that look like? Yeah, so I'm gonna do 30 and I'm gonna overpower to 200 like everything else. And accept that. And then I'm gonna tweak. Tweak this. And now these all do their thing. Nice. Control Shift F. So am I good? Do I need to memorize? I don't think I actually have to, but we'll memorize the figure. You memorize my figure? Your figure has been memorized. I'm going to resave it now. Now that we've added cool controls. And I think all of this is still good. All right, now we'll go back to Marvelous Designer from that slight detour. Okay, I was splitting things up and giving materials. So this is all good. I'm going to put a seam there. Offset as an internal line. I'm going to say 5 on that. That way that lines up with this. Yeah, that's it. I meant to do that. Totally not an accident. Offset as an internal line there. Say okay. Oh, did I cut and sew that? I didn't remember. I did not cut and sew that. Okay, should be good now. And you come into, I think we're good. Yeah, you come through here. You come into there. So I think I need cups, cup trim. Gonna have chest trim, trim. Do I want to split these into separate panels? Torso trim and leg trim. So I'm gonna have, yeah, I think corsetto 1, corsetto 2. Actually, I want to call it corset. I want to call it panel. Panel 01, panel 02, panel 03, panel 4. Yeah, cups, cup trim, panel trim. I'm going to call that trim upper torso. So it's going to be trim and then trim legs. Okay, something like that. So let's start. Panel. You know what? I'm going to say panel 01. We'll just do that. Copy that. I'm going to make you panel 02. This way I can put transparencies on the sides. You can add like fishnets to individual parts. Okay, copy that. Copy that. Okay, add cups. Okay, add trim cups. Add trim upper torso. Add trim torso. And then trim legs. Oh, and then I need closure 1, closure 2, and then there's these little attachment strips, closure attachments. So trim legs. Closure. I'm just going to say 01. Did I spell closure right? I did not. I think, yeah, there's too many. My letters are all in the wrong order there. Closure. Closure. For sure. 01. Or R. Not that it makes a big difference. And the other one will be L. And then closure attachments are these two thin strips in here that just holds everything together. But when I want to do the undone version, I'm just going to delete those out and it'll come apart. So copy that, and you're just going to be closure attachment. And mince, because there's two of them. All right, time to start assigning stuff and let's go through and get the color set up. This was a nice improvement. This window doesn't have to close every time I use it now. I put that in the wrong spot. Did I not have you selected and applied? All right, we're getting there. Okay, cups. Trims. And that one I'm just going to make it gray. Okay, apply and close. We're good. Now we just have to start assigning stuff. Let's put you over there. And I want that. Actually, let's grab all of those except those two I don't need. And you're just going to be trim cups. Dang it. There we go. And then these are going to be cups. I'm not going to split those out. That's a little... I'm feeling that's a little unnecessary. Okay, then We have these along the top here. That's that trim upper torso. Can I just select you down here? And are you going to go? I used to be able to. Yeah, once upon a time I would do that, and the matching parts would also get done. It doesn't do that anymore. Somebody fixed that. That's useful. Let's get rid of that. Dang it. All right, moving along. You are going to be your closure right. Your closure left. These two are the closure attachments. Okay, panel 2, panel 3, panel 4. Panel 2, panel 3, panel 4. Okay, then I've got these. These are the torso trims. Where's my... There it is. Okay, where am I at? Did I not apply? I guess I will drag and drop. Yeah, you're good. Okay. And then trim legs. These come in handy for texturing later on in DAZ. It's nice to be able to just select these individual surfaces and then color things. Also, it's handy to be able to select them and set up my displacement maps using them. Okay, I think I'm good. Everything has been assigned. It's not the most efficient UVs, I will admit. Let's take a look at, I don't think I've touched the UVs yet, though, have I? Reset to 2D arrangement. Fit. There we go. I should have put the tail across the top. Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, I know that looks grossly inefficient, but if you got a texture, it makes it real easy to see what's going on. So I think that's good. I'm going to hit save here. All right, we're going to fit this to our other two models and then export it out. Actually, so let's save, we're going to export a copy of this out. File, export OBJ selected. I am in the Neo Asia folder. We want to come over here to the Angel and Devil, and the Devil, and Whip. And right in here, we're going to do Devil suit. We'll do that Devil suit. G9 M. All right, hit save. Okay, let's load in the generic base figure as a morph target. I think that went well. Close enough. All right, let's export you. This is the one that we actually will end up rigging. So you're just going to be the G9. Okay. And I can't undo load a morph target, which always bothers me. I wish it undid the shape, but it doesn't undo the morph. I think. If I keep undoing, no, I'm just going to reload. We hit save before this, so that was the real reason I hit save. So recent, and we're just going to bring you back up and say okay. And we're back to this. So now I'm going to fit this to Genesis 8. I might experiment today a little bit with this. Normally I have a size I fit to, but I might make it a little bit larger this time. We'll see how that works out. Anyhow, I'm going to turn gravity off. I should have done that on the first one, but it seemed to go okay. Oh, I have gravity turned off. Yay. I'm ahead of the game. Add to workspace as a morph target and say okay. There it goes. I think that fitted rather nicely. I think I'm happy with it. It's a little loose in the chest, damn it. So let's try. Do I have a full? I do have a full. Let's see if how this fits a full figure. So let's reload that. I might take the strengthening off of this and just pin it to the chest to get it to fit better. But here we'll do a 100% version. Add as a morph target. Say okay to that. You know, that might work for today. I'm going to tweak. I'm going to check that Genesis. I didn't look at the crotch. I should have looked at the crotch. That smoothed out a little bit. See, that's still a little loose. That's not too bad. I think I can work with that. File, export, OBJ selected. See, I'm now in a totally different directory because I loaded in an avatar. Now I'm exporting. It's going to say, hey, you want to export here where you got the avatar? No, I actually want to export to the place I exported last time. Damn you. Where are you? You're in projects. I swear, I spend so much more time navigating with Marvelous Designer than Daz, just because of that one thing. Devil Suit G8F. You're 100%, so I don't have to do anything tricky today. I'm going to spell out female because it makes it easier for me to see what I'm doing. And I think that's all good. I'm not going to save this. I want to redo the base figure again because I forgot to check the legs. We're going to see how that looked. So let's bring in this again. And let's load in that as a morph target. Say okay. There it goes. So we're going to zoom in. Yeah, I'm going to try to get those edges to be a little better. That's a little better. All right, I think I can live with that. File, export OBJ selected, out we go. Over that one there. And once again, I'm not going to save this. So I think we're good. I'm going to close this so I don't accidentally save. And we don't need you, because my latest method is to just auto fit from the Genesis 9 to the Genesis 8. So I'm going to leave you in the background though. Let's get a Genesis 9 in here. Alrighty, let's import that one right there. All right, first things first, let's just do, we're going to check D-Force on there. And we're just going to sim it and make sure I don't have anything majorly wrong with this. Okay, nothing majorly wrong. That's what it was supposed to actually do. And by majorly wrong, I mean if it vanishes or if it explodes really easily. So we're good there. All right, let's transfer tool this. Select you right there. Select the suit. I'm going to use a projection template. We're going to use a bodysuit tight template and accept that. I'm going to just double check my surface names next. We should have the proper surface names with some garbage on the ends of them. Otherwise, I'm going back and exporting a lot. That looks right. There's all those names we gave it with the extra garbage. So we're going to clean the garbage out. Take out the trash. Or in this case, take off the trash. So all that is garbage. It's probably a way to pop into, it's probably overly complicated. Open this up in like a text editor and do a search and replace for all of this. It's different each time though, that's the problem. You have to know what this says in order to replace it out. I wish Marvel's Diner just didn't feel the need to actually include this when it exports. But somebody who's probably smarter than me thought it was a good idea to add all this extra crap. Far be it for me to tell somebody who can actually write an exporter what to do. Although it would be nice if I didn't have to do this. All right, I think we're good. What do we do next? Let's apply a generic shader. Let's add D-Force. Come over here and set the bend stiffness to 0.1 because that prevents 90% of all your explosions right there. Just a couple more things. Let's come over to edit geometry and convert to sub D. Oops, I got the wrong thing. Edit geometry, convert to sub D, and then edit geometry. We'll put a smoothing modifier on here. Should be good. All right. I should be ready to save this. And then we'll set this up to go into Substance Painter. So here, and then we'll convert it over to Genesis 8. And then I'm still probably going to have a few minutes to start the boots. But there is that. So we're going to come over here to the Genesis 9 folders. So you're going to be CD Devil Suit G9. And that is me. Carnival Devil. There we go. Is good. Do I have what are my options here? You know what? I'm just going to say full body, I think. Yeah, we'll just do that. Okay, do I have my mesh resolution? Control F. Okay, that went back to base. So let's memorize that. I'm going to save it again. Okay, now I'm going to turn you back to base. And let's give these a whole bunch of colors. Do I have my Yay, there's my generic shaders. So I can just quickly assign colors to all of this. And this is what will be handy in Substance. I'm not even sure I really need this in Substance for this outfit because it's relatively simple. But it doesn't hurt. I do need the IDs to make my displacement maps. That's right. So I did need to do this anyhow. All right, there we go. We've given everything colors. All right, let's export this out for Substance. So we're going to do that, export it twice. Actually, I'm going to export it once. I have to open up in... Is there a way to do the smoothing in DAZ? Does that just happen to be a factor of something in here? Down in here, maybe? I don't know. Oh, no, that's D-Force. It might be one of these, and I don't think it's the angle. And I don't exactly know what that does. And what do you do? Something across materials. See, I can't even reach you. Round corners across materials. Corner roundness. You know what? We're going to pop it open in Blender and then save it back out. So export. You know what I need in here? I need a folder for Substance. That will do G9. I think all of this is good. All right. So I'm going to take that. Spam, 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 spam. All right, you can kind of see how it's faceted looking. And Substance will see that. So to fix that, we're just going to do the old shade smooth and resave that. Because I don't know. What does it do? It does like the smoothing groups or something. I'm not entirely sure how exactly that works, but I think that's pretty close. So now we're just going to re-export this back out. I'm just going to overwrite that. I'm just going to do this. Am I exporting? I'm importing. Now I'm exporting. And then I got to do that again with no materials. Check that off. And this time I'm going to just put a little NM on there. Let me know no materials. Yay. So this is what I got to load into Substance Painter. You know what? I want to get the ID map saved out. We'll do that actually, while I'm in here, let's save the texture template before I forget. Yay, it didn't break. Devil Suit UVs. Let's put you at 4K. That did not work. Try that again. All right, I don't need you anymore. Dum, da, dum, da, dum. Hello, Substance Painter. I'm still going to get the boot started. We're not going to play too much with Substance Painter. I basically just want to get this set up, save the file out, and then save this ID map. Or save these colors as an ID map. I've closed that. File. New. New. Select. Maybe you're in the. There we go. Yep, I'm going to open that up. There we go. Mode, bake mesh maps, bake selected textures. So that's baking normals, world space normals, ambient occlusion, curvature, and position. Then we're going to bake the ID map. But I have to do that separately because my settings are different from the rest of them. All right, I think we're good. Uncheck, 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 ID. So I'm going to bake that at 4K. We're going to bake that using this as a cage. I'm going to make that cage really tight so that becomes as small as it will let me be without being 0. If I go to 0, it doesn't work. And then we're going to bake that. Yay. All right, let's save the ID map. Actually, let's do this file save as. Looks good. Carnival Devil Suit. And then file export texture. I have a preset for ID maps, so we're going to use that. There we go. I'm going to cut this over to the project. There we go. All right, I'm going to save you right here. And then later on, I can use this with the template to make my displacement map to give it the fake thickness that looks nice. So I think I'm good. So that's all I want to do with this in Substance Painter for now. I'll later on texture this up, but next I actually want to get a start on the boots. And then we got about 45 minutes to do that, and then we're going to call it a day. But we will be back tonight, 8 p.m. for the Saturday Night Social. It's an art share. It's a Discord chat. It's an old cartoon. I'm just going to hit save. I'm just going to close you. We're just going to pop open Blender. Got to fix dinner real quick. All right. We'll see you when you get back, Charles. As always, man, thanks for being here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with an old pair of boots and go from there. And I think all I really need is the sole, actually. Although maybe I'll keep the no, I'm going to have to redo the heel anyhow. So file, open recent. So this one right here, thigh boots. Those are the old Astro boots. I think all I really want is the sole on those. I like the toe on that, so I think I'll use that. Then we're actually going to do this in Marvelous Designer. So I'm going to take the sole, we'll take it over to Marvelous Designer, and then we're going to make like high calf boots. And then from there, I'm going to make a version of the boots, which is just basically, I think high calf with a little bit of a cut in the back for the devil boots. And then the angel boots are going to have no cover on the toes, and we're going to put laces up the front of that. And I think the devil boots, do I want to put a zipper on the back of the devil boots down to here? Maybe not. Nah, I don't think I'm going to do that. Anywho, let's do a file save. I should actually fit you to Genesis 9 to begin with. So actually, let's export you as an OBJ. Over to here. And then I'm going to import that into a shoe file. So let's open up my shoe file. Wouldn't it be cool if I had a shoe file on my recents? But I'm not seeing... Actually, I have Dale Western boots. That probably will do what I'm looking for. Don't save. Yeah, this will be good. Devil boots. Okay, that I don't need. Let's do an import. Let's start with that. Okay, let's see. Those are Genesis 8 feet. Let's check the Genesis 9 footsies. Activate that. And I'm going to try to find one that's pretty close to this, and we're going to go from there. Like I said, all I'm doing is I'm only going to save the sole. So not you. Maybe you. Totally going with that one right there. Okay, because you can't see it. Let's do this. I got materials in. Do I have a sole edge? You know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab that. Control I. Delete off everything else. I think that's going to do the trick. And then, you know what? We're going to get rid of this edge down here. We'll bring this back later. And then can I just, I don't know, grid fill you or something? I know what I want is to be able to, I should probably tab in and come into here. Oops, I'm in the wrong thing. So maybe from there to there. I had it right the first time. What do I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, damn, 7. That's not a good number. So I really should have run it this way. Is that what I want? I really should run it from here to here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I think that might, and then I'm going to put maybe 4 cuts in here. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think maybe one more. So that gives me 6, maybe 7 and 8. I don't know. Let's try that. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Is the grid fill in here? There it is. Did that not work? It did not work. Why you no work? Dang it. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Really? What's the backside look like? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I can kind of build that out. Did I end up with a try there? I did. I can fix that though. I have a trick. Are you just not? No, you're fine. I want to add some extra geometry in there anyhow. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. So I'm just going to put a loop cut in there. See, that does it. There we go. All right, let me see what I got going on over here. And why I got how did I get an uneven number in there? What the hell? It was probably because this was done in Marvelous Designer originally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's maybe try to even that out. So I'm going to dissolve that out. Is there a space even in here? Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. I'm just going to kind of do the same thing I did on the other one. Fill these in, and then we'll add that little extra. All right, I think I'm good. I think do I want to adjust you a little bit maybe to fit these feetsies? I think so. Do a little proportional editing. Oops, I thought I turned you on. And we want to fit. What are you from? Are you? Okay, you came in with the thigh boots. I'm going to hide you because I might be able to use you later. And I'm just going to get this to fit a little bit better in here. Right, we're getting there. All right. That's what we're going to take into Marvelous Designer along with, and then we're going to save these feet. I don't need the rest of this. So let's just dupe you. Let's just move you to the main scene collection. Let's hide these. Let's take that, pop in, look at it from the front. I only really need this one because we're going to mirror it out later on. And we're going to come into here, so I'm going to probably take it off of the leg here. Oops, wrong tool. All right, save you. devil boots, foot. Do that, so we're only doing the selected and exports you out. Right, and then I got to make sure that's got UV mapping on it. It does not. I'm not overly concerned with how that mapping looks. It just needs UV mapping. So when we bring it into the Marvelous Designer can make a pattern piece out of that. There we go. Now we can, I should be able to save this. Do I want to flip my normals though? I think I want to flip the normals on this. I'll try that. We'll see how this works. Sometimes Marvelous Designer will open these up, sometimes they won't. So I'm hoping, we're hoping for an opening today. We're going to bring the soul in first, just so I don't waste time. So I'm going to roughly trace out a pattern piece on the leg and then get that to fit. And then we'll add the toe and the heel cap to that. And I'll probably detail out. Then I'm going to save that, and then we're going to split into two different directions. So Marvelous Designer is still trying to open in the background. With that said, who's on today? We're gonna call it a day at about 4. So who is on the Twitchverse on this lovely Saturday? See if any of the art friends are on. I'm not seeing any of the usual suspects. All right, rolling up, rolling up. Is Marvelous Designer launched yet? It has launched. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't really see anybody to raid just yet. I don't know, maybe somebody will come on. Anyhow, so let's do file, import, add obj to garment. Let's go get that soul. And I'm going to import that. And I'm going to trace a 2D pattern from the UV map. Yay, it worked. Okay. I'm not done just yet, but we've got only a half hour left. So I don't know if that means a lot. Do I want to leave those points in there, or do I want to just convert them to curves? Let's try converting them to curves and see what that looks like. Convert to a curve point. Let's kind of do the same thing over here. Convert to a curve point. Am I getting the option? All right, we're good. So one of the things I want to do is we don't want this moving. So this just gets frozen in place. And then we're going to attach stuff to that. Currently out at the moment. Oh, no worries. I appreciate the lurk, though. I know I'm talking about ending stream a little early while I was waiting for Marvelous Designer to load. All right, let's get that foot in and use it as an avatar. File, import, add, obj, and there it is, devil boot foot. Open that. Say okay. All right, let's file, save as project. Devil boots. Okay, let's sketch on the avatar here. So let's get that pen on avatar tool. I'm going to just do half of it. We'll flip the pattern and hope that works out. We'll try to run it down the middle. I know it's not exactly symmetrical, but that's kind of the way I'm going to make these boots. 3D pen avatar, there we go. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put a heel cap on here. So we're going to start here and kind of bring you down through here, and then bring you up and over to the center line, and then just going to kind of bring that up. Through here, and then we're just kind of bring you around to the back, and oh, that drops down not too bad. And then I'm going to put the heel cap like that. All right, let's see how you. Hey, you didn't make your line over here. Damn you. Now I'm mad. All right, there we go. Let's flatten this. I wanted it to be taller. Never mind. Let's go back to edit. I'm going to back you up just a little bit. There we go. Are you inside? Is that what happened? I think I see my line going through there. Can I just edit and delete you? Am I in edit mode? I am in edit mode. Can I not? You kind of suck. I think I'm going to fix that. I like where I am on the back. I think I'm a little high in the front. Nice. Okay, now let's see if we can make a pattern piece out of that. Okay, now we're just going to adjust this and start doing some sewing. And then I'm going to build a toe cap out of this. So I actually think we want to pull this down a little bit larger. Let's straighten this up so this is flat. If I get rid of you, I know it's not quite. You know what? I'm going to leave you in there, and we'll just convert you to a curve point. Put a little bit of curve in there. This is probably good. I'm going to treat you like that. I think I want to make a curve point in here. I think I'm going to just do the same thing with these two. Oops, I did the wrong thing. Let's try the simplify thing. Nope. I have to do it this way where I can't see them. Did I lose my optimized curve option? Does that go away when I've got multiple things selected? Okay, there it is. I should probably optimize curve points. I'm going to say okay on that. I like that. You I don't need anymore. I don't need two of you there. I think, I don't know, we'll see if I need to put a curve in there or not. We're going to pull this line down just a little bit further though. Maybe like that. Okay, now I'm going to just duplicate this and sew it together. And then we're going to sew this to that. Then I'm going to figure out how to put a heel cap and a toe cap on that. So those are going to get sewn. Those will get sewn. That gets sewn. And then I'm just going to kind of you look a little funky. Man, I'm going to live with that. So that gets sewn over here, I think. Nope, that gets sewn over here. Yeah, you totally... You know what? I should kind of line you up towards the back of the heel and then go forward. So back of the heel, forward, back of the heel, forward. I'm going to put my toe cap in there. Back of the heel, forward. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball that into place and then bring that around. And let's see how that goes. Yeah, it went horribly wrong. Why? Do I have any of my sewing flipped around or something stupid like that? It's like stuck in here. And it won't come out. Oh, I know what it is. It's the frickin' ground. Dope, dope. That's what's fighting me. Oh, we got to lower the ground plane. That's what it is. So it's getting jammed up because there's a ground plane in there. So we'll go to simulation properties. And somewhere in here is a ground, which of course they close up. And we're just going to say what Mike minus 50. That was it. That works a whole lot better. I think I'm heading in the right direction. I think we're going to tweak this angle a little bit. Maybe pull you up so you're a little higher. And then I'm going to, I have to kind of figure out this shape and kind of this shape. So we're going to measure this. So what I should do is put some points in here and do some measurements so I can get some proper measurements on the toe and things. And maybe make it a little looser so we can get some, actually, if we put you over to like that, right? So if I add some a little bit more fabric in there, we can kind of maybe get some nice wrinkles in here. So maybe pull a little looser in the back when we get going. And then if I don't like it, we can maybe smooth some of this stuff out in Blender. Anyhow, I need to mark some points. So I'm going to put a split right there and one 18.8. So let's do split. Okay. Split 118.8. Okay. I'm going to adjust the sewing to make sure that it lines up with that. Excellent. Now we're just going to come over here and kind of do the same thing. I'm going to put a split right there. Okay. Put a split on here. 18.8. They're symmetrical, so it should be the same. We'll just make sure the sewing's off just a little bit, right? So we're just going to kind of slide that. Like so. So if I get rid of you, can I just convert you to a curve point? Does that work? That kind of works. And then I can maybe put a split in there. Uniform split, call that good. And now I just need to start making. So 99.3. I'm going to block out a shape that we're going to put for a heel cap. So I think I'm just going to do polygon. And we're going to start with that. There's an unfold thing. I should look at how to do that. So that should actually be 99.3. Half of that is... Ah, damn. I should probably just combine you into one piece. Control D. And then I'll just merge these two together. I still have linked editing in here. Maybe something like that. So I want that to match this 87.2. I'm way off. Actually, let's start off with this. So I need to make that like 49.1 or something. That's probably close enough. That needs to be 87.2. All right, I'm getting weird shape here. Almost there. Look at that, 86. Probably good enough there. I'm going to try to line that up on the back and see if that lines up or not. Am I going the wrong way? Does this need to be... No, I think I'm kind of right there. I might have to pull this up and make these wider, though. But we'll see. Where are you? You're weird. There we go. Okay, so you gotta get sewn to here. Actually, let's just do it this way. And then I think you go into there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to flatten that out, make this shorter. See, that's fitting better. So you're just a hair right about there. And 87.2. 82.6. That seems to do the trick. All right, let's put a toe cap on here. I think I'm going to want to pull this point out a little further. Maybe slide both of these down to maybe just pull this whole thing. And then I need to update the sewing over here. I'm going to have to reset those points. So the angel boot's going to look kind of like that, and I'm going to run lacing up the front of it. So whatever I do here can kind of get reused there. You know what? That's okay. I'm going to maybe give a little bit more fabric back in here so I can just add some wrinkles in. And I do want to set up a toe cap for this, though. So I have to recalculate this. So that's now 133.4. Yeah, I think I'm ready to go with that. Split 133.4. Get rid of you. Split that. I need these points in here so I can get a measurement off of that. 200.6. Maybe I just dupe you and start there and then get this to fit. Shift D, let's control CV. There we go. I'm going to flip that because I need it for the top. Or do I just flip normals? Nope. I think it's the. I think maybe I'm just flipping the normals. There we go. That's all I need to do. I'm just going to run a line from here to. I can't see what I'm doing anymore. I went to do that, and then it hit everything. No, it made everything the same freaking color. There we are. Oh, you didn't need to be flipped. So I'm going to put a cut on that. Get rid of this. So the idea is I'm going to sew this onto this, but I need to make sure that this is equal to kind of like those, and then this is still equal to that. So those are 200s. And if I measure this, so that's like almost 130.2. So if I just make that 130.2, and then I'm just going to just move that until that number up there gets to be about 200. Ah, that did not work. It's because I got all these stupid little points in here. Let's clean that up. Or maybe I can can I just transform you? If I rotate you a little bit like that. And wouldn't it be nice if I could see that number while I'm doing this? 167, I went too far. 180, 181, 193, 198, 206 was what was the number I needed? There we go. We're good. I'm going to sew you to you. And let's put you over here. So you're up there. I probably should curve this and pull these in or something. I don't know. Let's just get it sewn on there. Boop. Boop. I got 3 minutes left. Oops. This is still frozen. There we go. Now I'm just going to sew that in to here. I should be able to split this. Split. We'll do a uniform split on that. And then I think I can just sew that to that. So this to this. And I will probably touch that up in Blender to just tweak the shape. So that's giving you the basic boot. I got a couple minutes. Let's loosen this up and add some wrinkles into that ankle a little bit better. Have I saved you? There's a novel idea. I have. I'm going to hit save. I think what we're going to do is move myself a little extra in here and a little extra in here. And that way I can kind of get some wrinkles down into here. Kind of like that. So I think this is where we're going to leave off for today. We're making some good progress. So we got the tail rigged. We got the tail made and rigged. This is a good starting point to go. So I'm going to do something up here to make it the devil boot, and then the angel boot, we're going to take the toe off, and we're going to run laces up the front. Am I going to put, and I might put a big bow, big tie bow in the front there. But anyhow, I think good progress on these two outfits. Mostly the devil outfit. Let's hit save on that. I'm probably going to tug around with that a little bit, kind of figure out what direction I want. Maybe if I get rid of that and then do this. See, that fixed that problem. Although I got a little bit of a... Ooh, you know, Wonder Woman's got those boots with little points on it. I think for the devil boot, maybe we'll put a little... We'll have it come to a little point. We'll bring it up so it gets kind of nice little pointy. Because we kind of have little points at the top of the bodysuit on the breast. Maybe I'll sharpen those up or something. We'll add a heel. Yeah, anyhow, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Let's go find somebody to go say hi to, if there's anybody on. So I'm gonna refresh this and take another look at my follow list here. We will be back tonight, 8 p.m. for the Saturday night social. Hey, feel free to join the Discord. If you drop stuff in the gallery, we will share it tonight at Saturdays, 8 p.m. We have a social Discord chat, art share, and an old cartoon at the break. Also, check out my good friend CS Bond. And also, it's 3DLoki's birthday. Go feel free to buy stuff. I should add his Ko-fi. His Ko-fi is probably the best way. Let me see if I can get that Ko-fi here. That is the wrong browser. Do I have a Ko-fi post September update? I think here we go. How do I get to Loki's homepage? There it is. Ko-fi 3DLoki. Check out his Ko-fi here. There you go. Feel free to... The best prices for his products are generally on the Ko-fi. And also, if you just want to give him cash as a birthday gift, that would be awesome. Dude can totally use it for living expenses and getting the kids back into school. Actually, they're probably back in the school, but it doesn't hurt to have the extra money to pay for those supplies he didn't have money for. Anyhow, there is that. Also, tonight, after the Saturday Night Social, my plan is to raid our good friend SROM Music. He is having his 3rd year streamiversary. He should be starting about the time we're quitting. So that's the tentative plan for right now. So anyhow, stick around for the raid tonight if you can. That would be cool. And let's see, what are we going to do? I'm looking for a raid target still, aren't I? I did not find one yet. So let's just roll down to the bottom. Cal's Art. I've heard of that name, but I can't remember what she does. Or he does. I know, maybe we'll just do that. Embalmed apple. I'm not sure who that is anymore. Hey, it's IE. I don't know them. So I'm rolling up. I'm rolling up. I'm rolling up. I'm rolling up some more. Click is doing music. The goat chick, probably showing goats. Bob Blaho, music. A lot of music streamers. Lady Destroyer. You know what? She hangs out with, she does Call of Duty, but she hangs out with DJ Ray. Let's pop over there and say hi to her. She's a gamer, but I see her like most nights over at DJ Ray's. So let's do that. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Like I said, we'll be back tonight. And then the next 3D stream will be Monday, 2 p.m. More 3D stuff. I'm probably going to do stuff in Blender for the devil outfit. It's the tentative plan. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. Hey, shop my dad's store. That would be cool. I did the Discord. We did the dad's store. We need raid calls. Hey, if you're on the YouTube, remember, like and subscribe. That would be cool. If you're on Twitch, feel free to stick around for the raid. If you're not a subscriber, use that raid call. If you are a subscriber, you can use the sub raid call. There we go. Let's do this and say hi to Lady Destroyer. Slash raid. I'm going to copy and paste this because I spell like poop. Control V. There we go. Has the raid been started? Raid has been started. Yay. Huzzah. And there's much rejoicing. There's my Twitch. There's the raid started. It's counting down. Thank you all for being here. If I don't see you tonight, I hope you have a good rest of a Saturday or Sunday if you're on the happy side of the planet. And Chris copies his raid call. And hasta la vista, baby.